गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Faith is required to begin with. It is like a starter in our car. Thereafter, we have to have proper understanding. Faith without the support of understanding becomes an obsession. And this is how people get divided into small groups. One example I'll give you. I was going to Pandharpur in India, and on our way, we had to halt somewhere. Me and my friend, two were in the car. So we stopped there, and there was one small farm. So we went there in the afternoon at about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. So when we went there, one lady came out. I said, "Is there any man in your house?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Please call him." So the man came. I said, "Hey, we are on our way. We are tired. So we just wanted to have a glass of water. Can we get it?" He said, "Please come, please come." And then he gave us nice food, chapati and doodh, milk and good. So when we were eating, "What are you doing? Where are you going?" So I told that we are going to Pandharpur. And on the way, we had to break here. I said, "You don't go to Pandharpur. Now this Ashadhi Ekadashi is coming." "No, we have nothing to do with Ekadashi." Why? Because we are from the Datta Sampradaya. See? We get lost in small pockets. If we are, the topic will come further. Therefore, Shraddha is a starter. We start our journey with faith. But thereafter, we should not stop there. We must get into a proper inquiry and understanding. Therefore, who is that to whom we are to be dedicated? Tasman mahamayinam tam aprasadya katham bhavet mahamohasya taranam tasmat tam sarvatha shrayet. Therefore, when we are walking the path towards anything, I is developed unknowingly. Whether we walk the material world or we walk the spiritual path, the I is automatically developed. And this I is the obstacle which doesn't allow us to go further. So, therefore, we should think about the divine, the God, the Creator, who is responsible for this whole world and the drama that is going on. And when this Paramatma is propitiated, then that Mahashiva is the one who bestows the seeker with the ultimate wisdom, and thereafter he is able to live in this very world no more as the body, but he will be working in this world through the body. Therefore, there are many techniques. Annepi yoga kathida shreyas sadhana karmani maheshwara prasadate vina nasyuhu phalapati. There are many techniques given in the scriptures. Karma, pranayam, yoga, etc. But all of them become fructifying and meaningful only by the grace of the God. This we all have to remember. It is the last touch. See, unless the divine grace is, nothing can succeed in life. And when the divine grace is to be invoked, then what happens? We put efforts and we surrender our efforts at the feet of the Lord. See, one day one small girl asked a very good question. "Swamiji, you are telling when something bad happens, it is for because of our karma. When something good happens, it is God's grace. Why not because of our karma? Or if something good happens because of the God's grace, if something bad happens, that is because of the God's will. We are nowhere." How beautiful it is. I said, if you accept it in letter and spirit, whatever happens is God's grace, then you will not be worried. Are you worried? If you are worried, then you have accepted the doership. Then how do we solve this riddle? The riddle is solved when we are ready to own the wrong part of our life. We become alert and responsible and thereby change the course of our life. And when something successful happens, we attribute it to God. Then what happens is we do not become arrogant. I have achieved this. Achievement with ego is a failure. See, friends. And therefore the divine grace has to be invoked. So, Maheshwara prasadarte vinanasyahu phalapte. Tasmat aradhet adau mahesham vishwakaranam bhaktya sa sadhet ashu yogan moha vinashanan. So, this Maheshwara, Mahamaheshwara has to be invoked through devotion, and who is the cause of creation of this world, and it is He alone who has created this world, which is, although inert, is created by Him. It cannot exist of its own. And then our logic should be, as long as we take this world as an effect, we have to assess and establish a cause. If we are able to accept the world beyond cause and effect, then we are no more living as a worldly person. See, Padma Patra Mivambasa, like the lotus leaf in the water, very much born in the waters and growing in the waters, but no more touched by the waters. In the same manner, if this is the thing, then our understanding is correct. But if we are influenced by the world, then we have to establish the cause of this world. So, this cause of this world is the one who is the creator, and therefore, one has to thus, from the effect, reach to the cause. But there are many philosophies like Charvak, etc. They say, no, nothing. Only you are born, live, runam krutva grutam pibed, borrow, beg, and enjoy your life. After death, all your debts are squared up. Don't worry. In this manner, one should not deceive oneself. Therefore, there are some people who say that the world has always been like this and there is nothing like God in this world. This is also not real or true, because without some intelligence behind this tremendous cosmos, it cannot continue. Otherwise, it will be a chaos. And in this manner, when we come to receive this statement that this world is created by the Lord, then the question comes, this Lord who has created this world, who is this Lord? So now we are looking at the effect, the world, but that is reminding us of the Lord. See, the line of thinking is completely changing. But if we look at the world and we get lost only why this is happening to me and not to others, we are getting lost in the world. In Bhagavad Mahapuran, this topic comes by looking at the effect. If we are able to trace the cause, we are the followers of path of devotion. Therefore, karyasya achintya rupatvad achintya ananta shaktikaha aparichinna samarthyam karyasya anugunatvataha. Therefore, this world is achintya. We cannot think about this world, how, when, where, from, etc. So, if this world is beyond our comprehension of understanding, then the karta, the doer of this world, creator, is also the same, and ananta shaktikaha, and of the infinite powers that he has, and therefore this Lord is beyond the scope of our understanding. But he is not only great, he is capable, samarthaha, to help his devotees. Therefore, saha prapannan samudhartum prabhavateva sarvatha atastam sarvabhavena sharani kuru sarvada. So therefore, this Paramatma is samartha. He is capable of helping his devotees, and therefore one should be totally devoted, dedicated, surrendered to the divine. निर्दर्शनम तेभि ध्यासे शृणु प्रत्यय कारणम मीतेश्वरोप्यत्र लोके चा अकापट्य prasaditah. We can see also in this world, those who are simple people, when they see that their servants are really dedicated, to them also they help. But their help is finite because they themselves are finite. But the Lord is able to recognize the greatness of his devotees, and he has a great love and compassion for his devotees, and therefore he is able to help us without any special effort on our part. If this was not the way, then the world would never have continued. Now, another important step, most important step. We have to go beyond the karma. As long as we are caught up in the karma, we are in KG1. If we are a devotee of the Lord, we don't accept the law of karma. See, friends, a devotee never says that because of my prarabdha, I am suffering. No. He says, whatever is happening is divine grace. See, friends, when everything that is happening in our life is a divine grace, where is a place for cause and effect, karma and karma phala? See, therefore, it is said that if there is no king, then the whole kingdom is in a great chaos. Similarly, when we are devoted to that great Lord, then he will be able to take care of our all requirements. Therefore, don't struggle to find out which path we should follow. This is a very simple thing. Yad yat karma karomi tat tad akhilam shambho tavaradhana. How simple life becomes. Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter. Yat karoshi yadashnasi jajjuhosi dadasi yat tapashyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. What you do, Bhagavan doesn't say. Whatever you do, offer it to me. And when anything which is done for the sake of the Lord, we are freed from the limitations of the karma phala. And therefore, one has to, with all devotion, be devoted to the Lord, and then he will take care of what is required for us. See, like a child. What type of food the child needs, the mother decides. The child doesn't have to worry what I have to eat. The mother decides. Yesterday when his son came pretty late after we went. Now he just gave me a pinch and then he wanted to sleep or do whatever. Both the mother and father, eat this thing. I don't want to. Okay, shall I prepare this thing for you? No, I don't want to. See? The mother and father are so much concerned about what is to be given to the child, and he doesn't want. But no, you must eat something and then sleep. Because the parents take care of the needs of the child exactly the same way. If we are really devoted and dedicated to the Lord, our yoga kshema can never become our concern. He is taking care of us. See, I'll give you one example. This happened in Germany, Hamburg. I got down, and when the trolley has to be taken out, I had 2 big bags. So I went, it is locked. You have to put coins. So I took out 20-pound note, went to the vendor machine, and only the notes came out. So my God, no, what do I do? Then there is no shop inside. So I was looking here and there, now what is to be done. My luggage came, 2 big bags, and also one thing. So one of the porters there, he came on his own. And his language I don't understand, he doesn't understand my language, German boy. He took out from his pocket maybe 1 or 2 euro coin, put it there, took it out. So I said, hey, thank you so much. And I wanted to give him 1 5-pound note. No need, go. Now who helped there? Can you cause it cause and effect? See, the simplest way to go beyond cause and effect is to accept for everything God. See, when everything is attributed to Him, we go beyond cause and effect. Number one. When everything is attributed to Him, we discard the sense of doership. And when the sense of doership is discarded, freedom from I is the real freedom. See, friends. Therefore, it is said that Tameva sarva bhavena bhaktyashu sharani kuru shreyansi tvam yojaye satvam na tatparatam raja. Therefore, don't let us run here and there. I had to do this, I had to do that. Be wherever you are placed by the Lord and be totally dedicated to His will. And how do we know that we are really dedicated to the Lord? Only one symptom. We are at peace with ourselves. A person who is at peace with himself or herself is a real devotee of the Lord. Because he has no complaints about anything or anybody in this world. Whatever is happening is the Lord's will. See? So, thereafter the teacher says, Upasane bahu vidham artyam arthartitvopi cha nirhetukantu kvachitcha tat satyopasanam bhavet. Now in 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we all have read that Chaturvida bhajante mam jana sukritino arjuna arto jijnasur artharti jnani cha bharatarshabha. There are 4 types of good people who are dedicated, devoted to me. Who are those? Artha, Jijnasu, Artharthi and Jnani. Artha means the one who is surrendered to the Lord for the removal of the miseries of his life. So for him, Lord is the means and removal of the misery is the goal. It is something like going to the doctor. We are not dedicated to the doctor. We use the doctor to remove our miseries. And after it is over, who will go to the doctor? See? Artha. Second thing is Artharthi. Artharthi is those who are seeking worldly achievements, worldly progress. So, they are the type of devotees who use the Lord as the means, and the world and world's problem is the goal for them. So, they are very lower kind of devotees. Jnani cha bharatarshabha, and there Bhagavan says, among all of them, Jnani tu atma eva me matam. My real devotee is a Jnani who has recognized my presence as his own being. He doesn't consider himself to be separate from me. Therefore, it is said that Drushtvayu etas sarvato vai cha artha upasita prabhu kadachit dayaya vishtaha arti tasya vimochet. Now this Lord, ye yatha mam prapadyante tastataiva bhajamyaham. As the people come to me, so I bless them. Is it not? I'll give you another example. This happened somewhere. There used to be one lady, Lakshmi, from Andhra Pradesh. I don't know where is she now. She used to bring food for me. Never she will come for any satsang. Not even once. She used to bring food for me. And after that, she says, Swami, you will have food and then go for a nice ride. And then we'll go to a beautiful mall, have a nice ice cream, and then I'll drop you back. I said, okay. And very lively girl, extremely lively, giggling, laughing. And we used to finish. And there used to be another lady who used to bring food for me, all gambhirya, all seriousness. So I used to, one day she complained, Swami, with that Lakshmi, you are so frank, you are so giggling, laughing, and with me, you are so serious. So what is the reason? Ye yatha mam prapadyante tasataiva vajamyam. Is it not how we deal with the people? If the person in front of us is always with a swollen face, you can't laugh at him, you have to match with him. See? Therefore, those who are artha, those who are suffering from the worldly problems, they also do the upasana of the Lord, and the Lord does take care of such people. Their miseries are removed. Do you know how when we are devoted to the Lord, the worldly miseries become less? It is a tiger bomb technique. You know tiger bomb? Chinese? When you have got a headache, they say apply tiger bomb. Then what will happen? It starts burning so much that your attention from the pain is removed and brought to the burning. And you feel, no, it's burning, but now I am feeling better. There is nothing more, only changing the attention. Exactly the same thing Lord does. If there is some problem, some misery, then okay, you do this Bhagavat Mahaparayan. No, he is busy. Itna bada hai. How will you do it? No, he has forgotten his worries. He is now worried about completing that Parayan. See, this is a tiger bomb technique. So, दृष्टमेत सर्वतोवि आर्त उपासितः प्रभु कदाचित् दयाविष्ट आर्ति तस्य विमोचेत् उपेक्ष कदाचित् वो पासयते तारतम्यतः एवं अर्थार्थिनः अपि मितश्च अनियतं फलम्. So is the case with those who are seeking wealth from this world as a result of their upasana. Now here the most important principle the teacher says that those who are thus devoted to the Lord for artha and for the artha, for the removal of the miseries and seeking prosperity in this world, on them the law of karma is operating. Law of karma operates when you are employed. Now, most of you are working. So, you are to work under certain rules and regulations. See? If you are your own boss, you are no more under any rules and regulation, or if you are doing something as a voluntary work, a volunteer does not fall in the purview of rules and regulations because he is doing it just free. Therefore, when we are seeking the Lord for artha and artharthi, then for them evam artharthinapi aniyatancha phalam taratamyataha. So depending upon their karma and depending upon their ability, whatever results they get, that is not definite, and it may be there, it may not be there. There is one great master in India, I always go there, near Ahmedabad. He is a Grahastha, Dadaji, he must be now 90 years of age. His father was very young when he died. And he is about 30 kilometers away from Ahmedabad. And he was a very simple person living in a village. Mattar is the name. And there he used to sit below one tree, a margo tree, and simply chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. People will come and talk to him, and whatever he says is to happen slowly, slowly. He became known, a Grahastha. And he used to tell, when I will die, the whole world will mourn. So people used to say, this small man in this small village, how it is possible? So he used to tell, I have come here to protect Mahatma Gandhi. Because Mahatma Gandhi has come for a purpose. When his work will be over, I will go. I have no purpose. So people used to say, what is talking? Nobody knows also his presence. Mahatma Gandhi has never even seen this fellow. And he is the bodyguard of Mahatma Gandhi. What is this happening? When Mahatma Gandhi was shot dead, that very moment he also left the body. See? So, in his place, people just without any special planning, it just happened that they started some charitable work, free. No fund collection, free. And today it has grown to such an extent that there are, in a year, if you take the statistical data, they treat at least 2 to 3 million people free, and the amount that they spend is about 5 to 10 million rupees, more than that, and everything is just happening. And The doctors who are serving there, they are all free. There are about 100 doctors. Every second and fourth Sunday, there is a big camp. People come in thousands, and wives and the children of these doctors, they are busy in cooking and serving the people, and patients are taken care of by the husbands who are doctors. And this is going on for years and years and years. Whatever medicine is given in that place, 100% success. One day, one of the person asked, Maharaj, all the people are not getting 100% benefit. More than 80-90% are getting. Why this happens? He said, look here, it is very good if it doesn't happen. Why? Otherwise, we will have that arrogance that we can cure everything. It is God's will. He is doing. Remove this notion from your mind. See, friends. Otherwise, we get lost that we are doing something. So here, the teacher says that nirhetuka upasanasya jnatva nirhetukatam chara miteshwaropi avyavastha tadadino bhavati alam. Even an ordinary person, when he comes to know that the other person is serving for no reason, nirhetuka, not expecting anything in return, even such a person is blessed by the ordinary person. What to talk about the Lord? And this ordinary person who knows that somebody is helping me without any expectation, but he comes to know about this very late because he is himself ignorant. But the Lord comes to know who is approaching him with intentions and without intentions. Even we also come to know who comes to us, what for somebody has come. Isn't it? When your children start telling, Dad, then understand, now a bum gola is going to come. I want something. Otherwise, Dad, damn, keep away. Then you don't want anything. See? So the Lord understands instantaneously that Artam arthartinam devaha tadarthaya abhiyodetum स्व कर्म पाकम प्रतीक्षम फलमादिशे निर्हेतुको उपासकम स्वम अनन्यम शरणम विभुः. So according to the judgment, according to the justice, the Lord delivers whatever results are there according to their own karma phala. But when the devotion is nirhetuka, nishkama, we are devoted to the Lord without any expectation in anticipation. See, first of all, we must stop begging from the world. No, but that is my habit. Then go and beg before the Lord. And when you start begging before the Lord, slowly the beggary disappears and the Lord alone remains. See? And when the Lord takes possession of us, our mind becomes absolutely free from any desires. Therefore, nirhetuka. And when this happens, then we are able to recognize the divine grace. Please be attentive. When something good happens in our life, out of formality and default, we say, by God's grace, everything is happy. It is only a default saying, it has no meaning. But when something bad goes in our life according to our estimate, in that event also, if we are able to discover the divine grace, then we are real devotees of the Lord. Like the sun cannot harm or do anything, in the same manner, the Lord will never harm us. Everything is our requirement, and accordingly the Lord is doing. So, this nirhetuka upasakam swam ananyam sharanam vibhuhu. But the one who is devoted to the Lord without any expectation, to him the Lord takes care of, and he takes care of all his requirements. Yoga kshema is what? Yoga is what we do not have to get it. Kshema is what we already have to protect it. So whatever is required for us, the Lord gives us. Whatever is required to be protected, the Lord protects us. What is not required, He takes away. Once this principle becomes deeply rooted in our understanding, we start living at zero complaint level. No complaints. See? And when there are no complaints, we are not a samsari. Who is a samsari? Samsari is the one who is constantly complaining about someone or the other. See? Until such time we complain, we are extrovert. We are not introvert. Therefore, every external misery or event is a rocket fired by the Lord for our being introvert, and therefore the things happen. So, the teacher says that those who are thus devoted to the Lord without any expectation, they bypass the law of karma. See, friends, they are no more included in the law of karma. Example, the other day in Bombay, in Delhi probably, one lady was driving me and we are getting late, so she has to jump the light. When she jumped the light, then the police stopped. So I looked at him. So he said, Babaji, I am charging her, not you. See, true. That although I am in the same vehicle, but I am not the driver. So the passenger is never charged for jumping the light. In the same manner, when all activities are done without becoming a doer, we are not included in the law of karma. So for the devotee, there is no prarabdha karma. There is no sanchita karma. There is no agami karma. To be a devotee and to talk about karma and karma phala is contradiction in terms. A devotee doesn't believe in karma phala. See? Because for him, everything is divine will. Prabhu Ichcha, Hari Ichcha. Inshallah. See, once I was in Middle East, we had to go by taxi. So we stopped. Will you take us there? Inshallah. I don't know God's will. You may sit inside, so accident happens there. So everything, when it is attributed to the Lord, then there is no law of karma operating. So see how simple the technique is. Only this simple thing we follow. All that is happening in our life is the divine will. Such a devotee is freed from the load of success and failure. When we are freed from the load of success and failure, what is the condition of our mind? Equanimity. Bhagavad Gita. Sukha dukkhe same krutva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya jujjasva naivam papam avapsasi. What is the papa? Papa is the sense of doership. See? Ultimately, Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja. Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. I shall liberate you from all your sins. Then what was the sin? Sin is the sense of doership. But when you are already surrendered to the Lord, then there is no I left. And when there is no I left, there is neither prarabdha karma, nor sanchita karma, nor the agami karma. See, friends, such a person is at home everywhere. He has nowhere to go, nothing to do, no achievement, no failure. See, if I want to get some work done, whom will I approach? That person must have two qualities. Quality number one, he should be fully available. Quality number two, he should be fully capable. There are people who are available but not capable for anything. And there are people who are capable but they are so busy in their own life, they can't help. If we are seeking for our worldly things, a person, we seek these two qualities, his capability and his availability. In the same manner, the Lord is also searching for those counters which are totally free and capable. See friend, that is called as the real spiritual practice. So what are the two things? We lead our life in such a manner that there is no agitation, disturbance in the mind. And such a mind which is not preoccupied with anything in this world is fully available. And this fully available mind along with the capability is the instrument from where the divine expresses. And thus out of an ordinary person a great master is born. Great master doesn't have two horns and a tail. They have these two capacities. One is they are capable, and second is they are nothing of their own to do or achieve in their world. Whatever is the Lord's will, that alone is happening. In this manner, it is very distinguished. Prarabdham niyatir vapi mahesha vimukham bhavet. The law of karma, prarabdha, niyati, etc. It is for those who are not the devotees of the Lord. Those who are devoted to the Lord, for them the law of karma is not operating. And etan rukandutanaye atyantam ishvara tatpare. And this is shown in the life of Markandeya Rishi, who was the great devotee of the Lord. And therefore, this Lord has transcended all the rules and regulation, and he was given a special pass. He did not die along when the total pralaya happened, although in pralaya everybody must end. But in case of Markandeya Rishi, he did not, because he was the Bhagavad Parayana, the devotee of the Lord. And therefore, I shall tell you who is telling this thing. Hema Lekha is telling to Hemachud, don't forget. So, about this, I shall tell you one example or story. Although this prarabdha and impact of the karma cannot be transcended, yet it can be transcended for those who are devotee, those who are purusharthahina, those who are not fully dedicated to the Lord. For them, prarabdha and the law of karma is fully operating. But those who are the devotees of the Lord, for them not. Now, how this various paths of spiritual practice can help? One example is given here, that prarabdha hi nigirnaste ye paurusha parangmukha eta niyata samkluptam tatha eva anubhavan nanu niyati syad ashakti sankalpeka swarupani satya sankalpa evesho anullangya yata eva saha. So, these pranayam, etc., when you do, the prarabdha karma kshaya takes place. Those who have read this, what you call, autobiography of a yogi, there they talk about Kriya Yoga. What is said by Kriya Yoga or this Shri Shri Yoga, it is one and the same thing, focusing attention only on your prana, and as a result, the mind becomes quieter and quieter, and you experience a temporary joy, but again the same Mr. I still remains and samsara continues. Therefore, pranayam, yoga abhyas definitely help. Prana bandhanat liyate manaha, but the mind is not destroyed. Again, when little bit of conducive conditions come, the mind again bounces back with vengeance. Therefore, by the pranayam, etc., one can conquer the prarabdha, but it cannot be the ultimate. Therefore, one has to recognize this basic principle. Devotion to the Lord without any expectation. Love for the sake of love. I love you because you gave me this. I love you because you do this thing for me. Then it is not love, it is an exchange. It is a bargain offer. Therefore, Bhagwan being the owner of the ultimate powers, therefore, he can do or undo anything. Therefore, it is only the divine grace that has to be invoked by us. Although this divine grace cannot be earned by any efforts except purity and sincerity. It cannot be earned by anything. You also must have come. There are people who help and do this, that thing. Yet our mind can never be totally satisfied with such people. The other day, who was asking me, in US probably it happened, Swamiji, I don't know why this is happening. So what happened? You know, I have taken care of my brother. When I came to USA, I became citizen only for him. And then we invited him. He came here, he did his masters. And then we got him a job. And then we got him married. But after that, we don't know. He doesn't talk to me, the sister tells. And he doesn't want to communicate with us. With others, he is very happy. But with us, I don't know. So much we have done for him. I said, all right. I met him. Such a jolly good person. But the moment he comes with his sister and brother-in-law, he will not talk, he will not open. So she asked me, Swami, where we have gone wrong? We have done so much for him, but why he is behaving like this? I said, Mama, you are asking me, I will tell you. Whether you like or you don't like, I have nothing to gain from you, but I will tell you the truth. We do good to others, but we speak it out 100 times. I have done this thing for you, I have done this thing for you. Yes, you have done. Does it mean that he should remain enslaved throughout life? We do good to anybody not because the world needs us. It is our need. See, friends. So to our own people, we do good and 100 times tell them. See, I have done so much for you. When you were a child, you did not know even how to put on your pant. I was taking care of you. You were growing. I took care of your food, shelter, and I have given you so much comfort. But now you are grown up. You treat me like this. Arey Baba, you have created the child. It was your need. The child never wanted a birth. See, friends, not recognizing this, we start becoming the owner of the whole world. And therefore these frustrations come in life. Come to recognize this, most important thing. Therefore, as is the karma, so is the karma phala. On the contrary, if you take the other way around, that the Lord has given us the baby to be look after with great joy. Don't become possessive. See? When we become possessive about somebody or something, we are guaranteed to be miserable in life. See, friends, possessiveness is a burden. So, kuntitha sapi bhavati paresha paramesha parayane akuntitha bhavati yataha satadrushi bhavet. So, although this prarabdha karma or the law of karma cannot be transcended in general, yet for those who are devoted to the Lord, for them this does not operate. Tasmat kutarka santyajya mahesham charani kuru ahetukataya satva niyojayati shreyasi. Therefore, give up your wrong logic. So, two things. First, ignition on the spiritual path is through Shraddha devotion. But thereafter, don't remain dumb. Spiritual practice must be practiced with all alertness. Are we getting caught up in anything? See, I don't know if I told you yesterday, I received one of the best cartoon of the year. The child asked the father that, Dad, I want to take the profession of organized crime. These days this is very popular. So the dad asked, government or private sector? Because both the places, it is organized crime only, nothing else. See? Therefore, tasmat kutarka santyajya mahesham sharani guru. So first we start with devotion, but thereafter we start leading our life extremely intelligently. And what is intelligence? Two words I explained to you earlier. One is a person is intelligent, and second, a person is intellectual. And intellectual is intelligently miserable. and intelligent is never miserable. An intellectual justifies his being miserable. An intelligent person is never miserable, therefore no justification. See, these intellectuals are, one child asked me this question, Swamiji, when God punishes us, how does He punish? Does He make us stand in a corner? I said, no. Then, have you seen Dahi Vada? He said, yes. They tell me what is Dahi Vada. Oh, the vada is kept there, on that dahi is put, and then on that they put, the salt and the black pepper and the red pepper, and then give you. Yeah, exactly the same way. When the Lord creates us, He opens. In this katori, there is a dahi vada called as the brain. It has no perception. Brain does not have any perception. So, that dahi vada, and on that, in place of the black pepper, salt and the red pepper, it is the intellect which is spread and closed and thrown in this world. Thereafter, that person is self-sufficient to be miserable intellectually. This is how God punishes. See? It is something like, creating terrorists within your own society from the outside. Like that is what is happening in India. The terrorists are not outside. So, they are such that neither you can throw them nor you can control them. Exactly. Our intellectual approach to life, neither we can drop it nor we can conquer it. Then what is that? Every now and then there is a suicide bombing. Ab marna hi acha hai. See, friend. Therefore, ma kutarkyatam, do not engage yourself into intellectual approach to life. And the intelligent approach to life is be happy. Don't justify your being miserable. Take every event of life as the divine planning. We will not understand it at this stage. But when we are, it is something like this, A child doesn't understand what is good for him. So the mother or the father, particularly father, he will scold him. That time, what is the understanding of the child? If there is an enemy in this world, it's my dad, damn. When I grow up, I'll show him. But the same child, when he grows up and comes to know that the discipline which my father has imposed on me, it was not out of enmity, but out of love. But by then, a sufficient damage is already caused. Not to the world, but to your own mind. We develop bitterness, etc. Exactly the same way. Every event of our life is for our evolution. Keep this as a thumb rule. So, tasmat kutarkam santyajya mahesham sharani kuru ahetukataya sattvam niyojayati shreyasi. And when this happened, ahetukataya, without any reason, the Lord engages us for our evolution. And etavadeva sopanam prathamam kshayma saudhakam etad vihaya chanyatra nasti ishat phalasambhavaha. So this is the first step, prathamam sopanam, for attainment of liberation from the relative world. First step. See? Therefore, what is devotion? Like Bhagavad Gita and everywhere it is said, devotion is we are devoted without any expectation. See, in Bangalore I went, and after the dinner or so, they said, Swamiji, I said, yes, I will go to your puja room. How do you know that I was going to tell you, go to puja room? I said, I can smell you, don't worry. So we went. And there all gods were kept. I sat there. I said, hey, you are doing this mantra japa, is it not? Swamiji, you know everything? I said, yes, I know everything. Then I told her, I said, you are doing how many malas? 7 malas per day? Why you are asking when you know everything? I said, don't argue, you tell me. Yes. Then I told, how do you do your mala? Om Sri Ram Jaram Jai Ram, Sri Ram Jaram Jai Ram, Sri Ram Jaram Jai Ram, Sri Ram Jai Ram. with great difficulty, and when you come to 5 or 4 or 6, you confuse whether 4 are completed or 5 are completed, whether I should do one more mala or it should be little less. Then your all japa is only keeping account of the number, is it not? Yes, Swami. I said, now I'll tell you. Try this technique. Then you will understand the meaning of devotion without expectation and pure love. I said, you go and sit there and decide how much time is at your disposal. 20 minutes, okay. Sometime 10 minutes, okay. Sometime half an hour, okay. According to the availability of the time, you go and sit there and chant with all love and every word. Like when you eat something you like, you taste it. You just don't gulp it like a dog. You must have seen dogs give anything, they don't taste. On the second one. They never taste. One child, he taught me this thing. A Punjabi child. He was sitting with me for food. I said, hey, take this. Achar, it is very good. He looked at his mother. I said, don't look at that. Say, you eat, I told you. So he took that and put that nimbu ka achar on his tongue. And he stopped eating food. I said, eat food. And he stopped eating. For next 2 hours he was with me, not talking, simply keeping the mouth shut. After 2 hours he spoke. I said, why do you do that? Swami, you don't understand. Where do you taste achar? I said, in the tongue. So if I swallow, will I get the taste? No. So I kept it there. And I was tasting it. My mother never allows me to eat achar. So when you gave me a chance, I took it. Now nobody can do it. It is anyway in my mouth. See, if I gulp it, I can't taste it. So just to taste it, I am keeping food. I can take afterward. Doesn't matter. See how intelligent. In the same manner, when we are chanting the Lord's name, are we able to have rasa nishpatti, technical word? Are we able to have the joy in the chanting of the Lord's name? It is not a duty that we are fulfilling. Om Shram Jaram Jaram, Om Shram Jaram Jaram, Om Shram Jaram, Om Shram Jaram. Aha! Then I said, sit there for whatever time is available to you. Don't have any sankalpa. This much, no. We have to go beyond sankalpa. Simply sit before the Lord. And now today 10 minutes. Okay, today 10 minutes. And then start chanting. Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Every time we chant, there is a tremendous peace within, because that Rama is now manifesting. The experience of devotion is bliss. If devotion creates blisters, it was a mechanical performance. Don't go on counting. Never count your name. Then what for the mala? For playing. And when the mala is in your hand, nobody will disturb you. This technique I use when I travel in India. Here nobody bothers me. There everybody, oh, Swamiji, you know that. Swamiji, we want to ask you a question. Anybody looks at me, they remember a question. I have become a questionable personality. So how to stop from... Go. So keep the mala in your hand, doesn't matter, but don't go on counting. And to complete a particular 1 mala, 2 mala, no. Don't do that. Chant with all joy. and all at peace. Each and every time, every name of the Lord we chant. Give it a try. Begin with Shraddha in my words and apply your intelligence and try to experience what I say. No. Swamiji told, Om Shri Ram Jaram Jaram Shri Ram. Don't accept blindly. I tell you, I was reading one book somewhere and something great I was so thrilled to read. There was a great master. He had a disciple and he lived with his master for almost 20 years. After 20 years were over, the master said, my dear child, now your all instructions are complete. Now you go to that master. Sir, he is always talking ill about you and he is your opponent and you are sending me to him. He said, look here, are you seeking me or the truth? You go to him, learn from him. And if you come to know that what he is told is more authentic, discard what I taught you. Don't hang on to me. Surrender to the reality, to the truth. And if you come to know that what I told is right, then you will have no doubt. I wish I had gone to some other shopping center. Guru shopping. You discover. Have your own assessment. See how important, friends, it is. Therefore, it is extremely necessary that other than the truth, nothing else is important in this world. And this truth can be achieved only by this utter surrender to the reality. So, etavadeva sopanam prathamam kshayma saudakam etad vyuhaya cha anyatra na asti ishat phalasambhavaha. Without this devotion to the Lord, even a little success is never ever possible. Shrutvetham vachanamam Rama hema choda priyoditam papracha bhujastam kantam ati hrushta manastada. When now this story is going on between Bhagwan Dattatreya and Parshuramji, the original story, don't forget. Like in Ramayana, we came across sometime Shivji talking to Parvati, sometime Kakbhushundi talking to Garudji, sometime Bharadwaj talking to the other disciple. In this manner, Yagyavalkya. In this manner it goes on. Here also the original teacher Bhagwan Dattatreya talking to the disciple Parshuram. So there it is said, Itvetham vachanam Rama hemachuda priyoditam. So hemachuda, when he heard Parshuram, what was said by his wife, then he was so happy to hear from his wife, and again he asked a question. What he said? That Priye Maheshwaram Bruhi Yaha Sharanyo Bhavan Mamam Sarvakarta Swatantratma Jatshaktya Tam Jagat Tam Vishnu Mahu Kechidvai Kechid Shiva Ganeshwaram Tatha Suryam Nusihadin Buddham Sugatamevacha Arhantam Vasudevancha Pranam Somascha Pavakam Karma Pradhanam Anavaha Ityadi Bahuda Jaguhu Jagat Karana Rupam Vai Vichitram Mata Bheditam Tatra Kveshwara Buddhistu Kartavya Tat Samiraya. Now this is our question. He asked, my dear wife, please tell me, who is that Maheshwara about whom you are talking, that we should be totally dedicated, devoted to the Lord, who is the creator of this world? Who is this Maheshwara? Please tell me. Because he is able to do anything, whatever he wants, because he is totally free, and he is this Swatantra Shakti, because of which the whole world is moving. So about this Maheshwara, there are so many views we hear. Some call him Vishnu, some call him Shiva, some call him Ganapati, some call him Surya, some call him Nrsimha, some call him Buddha, some call him Sugata, some call him Arhata, that is the Jainas, some call Vasudeva, some call Prana, some Soma, some Agni, some Karma, some Pradhan, some Anu. And in this manner, the same Maheshwara is referred by hundreds of names. So which is that God Maheshwara to whom we should be devoted? See? So, Jagat Karana Rupamai Vichitram Mata Bheditam. So this is the cause of the world. So if you go to the Shaivas, they say Shiva is the cause of this world. If you go to the Vishnu Puran, Vishnu is the most important. If you go to the Ganapati, Ganapati is more important. How can be Ganapati more important than Lord Shiva? He is his son. Do you know? When the Tripura Sura was to be killed, first of all, Ganesh ji was invoked by Shiva. Without invocation of Ganesha, even Shiva could not do anything. So who is more powerful? Ganesh ji. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. In this manner, we come across so many views. So whom do we hold on to? Who is the real Maheshwara? So, and I know it's not that you don't know. न ते ही अविदितं किंचित भवेदिति ही निश्चयः यतः स भगवान् व्याघ्रपादो दृष्टपरावरः अतस्ते योषितोप्येवं ज्ञानमेतद् विराजते ब्रूहि मे श्रद्धानाय प्रियामृत प्रभाषिणी. And I don't think you don't know this. You know because you were taken care of by Vyaghrapada Rishi, who was the wisest among the wise, and he must have taught you. And although you are a woman, you know everything. He is not able to drop that thing. The Jains have got this wrong notion that women are dumb, but they are not. They make the man dumb. So please tell me Shraddhadhanaya Mayam, because I have full faith in you. Pruštvaim vam sa hemalekha priyena saha praha harshita nathate sampravakshami shrunush ishwar nirnayam. So when she heard her husband talking like this, she was happy. Now this fellow is coming on the line. Now he is not asking all nonsense question. He is asking, how do I continue my devotion? So she says, Ishvaro hi jagadjala pralayotpada krut bhavet sa Vishnu sa Shivo dhata sa Surya soma eva saha. Now be very attentive. एव स एव सर्वथा सर्व सर्वैरपि निरूपितः न शिवो नापि विष्णुर्व न धाता न अन्यच एतत्ते संप्रवक्ष्यामि शृणु अत्यंत समाहितः कर्तारं शिवमाहुस्ते पंचवक्त्र त्रिलोचनम. Now here she said, look here, he is everything. He is Shiva, he is Krishna, he is Rama, he is everything, and yet he is nothing. This is the ultimate understanding about the truth. In our scriptures, the reality is spoken of in three different ways. One is Saguna Sakar. See? Rama, Krishna, Dattatreya, Anjaneya, Saguna Sakar. Second is Saguna Nirakar. The Lord is the inner controller, Antaryami. He knows every thought that passes through our mind. He is Saguna Nirakar. And third is Nirgun Nirakar. So the correct understanding about the truth is that the Lord is Saguna Sakar, Saguna Nirakar, and yet He is Nirgun Nirakar. This is exactly what is said over here. That He is the sun, He is the moon, He is everything, and yet He is nothing. It is something like the space is the north, the space is the east, west, south, up, down, corners, and yet the space is none of them. See, friends, unless this understanding is taken into account, we will become obsessed with small vision. And therefore, if I am a Vaishnava, then if Shiva's temple come, I put my hand like blinker and go, why Shiva? If you do any sin, there is a prayaschitta in the scriptures. But if you are a Vaishnava and go to the Shiva temple, then there is no prayaschitta. You are doomed for eternity. See, friends. This kind of obsession must disappear from our heart. Otherwise, we get lost in the non-essentials in life. You all must have experienced this thing. Sometime you go to the Lord and in front of you there is a Ganapati and you say Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Why this is coming? No, Om Gam Ganapati na Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Again it comes back. See? And then we feel frustrated. Oh God, what is happening? Why? One lady asked me this question, Swami, in our childhood, in my house we are all devotees of Krishna, Sri Krishna Sharanam, Sri Krishna Sharanam. And I got married and I came here and in their house Hanuman is everything. So I stand before Hanumani and I say, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, he gives me Gada. Kya keh raha? So I am getting so confused. What should I do? What should I do? There is no confusion anywhere. See, friends, as long as you are chanting any Lord's name doesn't matter. The Lord is infinite, complete, and therefore when you chant the Lord's name, there cannot be any other thought. If you think anything incomplete, next thought is born. I want a cup of tea. Cup of tea is incomplete. Next thought will be born. Chini kam hai. Then there is no biscuits. There are no something namkeen. Achar to diya hai nahi. Because the tea is incomplete. But when you say Digambara, Digambara, Sripada Vallabha Digambara, over. See? No more thought. Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Concludes. That thought which doesn't allow any other thought to be born, because the thought about the complete merges the thought for good. Thereafter there cannot be any thought. See, friends. Therefore, what is my understanding about that I shall tell you. Now it is becoming 7:30. You all have to go? Okay. We will see what she has to say tomorrow, because I may be talking, but you will be driving your car. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.